Bob "Bongo" Starkie, the beloved guitarist of Skyhooks and one of the unmistakable architects of Australia's 1970s rock revolution, has died. He passed away early this morning at the age of 73 after a brave, year-long battle with leukemia. He died peacefully, surrounded by friends, family, and even the gentle company of his fur baby, Bonnie. His final moments were marked by the sound of Chuck Berry, one of his lifelong musical inspirations, playing softly in the background. It was a fitting farewell for a man whose life was shaped and fueled by music until the very end. Opening transition. Today, we look back on the life of a guitarist whose work changed the landscape of Australian music, who brought attitude, spirit, and a uniquely local voice to the rock scene, and whose presence, both on stage and off, left an unshakable mark. Early life. Bob Starkie was born in Australia, raised in a musical household where creativity and expression were part of daily life. While exact childhood details often remain more private, one thing is clear. Music entered his life early, and it never left. Growing up alongside his older brother Peter Starkie, who was himself an exceptional guitarist, Bob was surrounded by guitar riffs, backyard jam sessions, and the energy of Melbourne's evolving rock scene. Friends who knew him from those years often said he had music in his blood, a phrase that would later appear again in the official tribute to him. His early years were filled with curiosity, humor, and a natural showmanship that hinted at the theatrical performer he would one day become. Whether he was experimenting with guitar tones, watching live bands, or mimicking the swagger of the rock icons he admired, Bob was always preparing, knowingly or not, for the stage that would define his life. Joining Skyhooks, the beginning of a legacy. Bob Starkie's life changed dramatically in August 1973. Skyhooks, a young band forming in Melbourne and already building a cult following, needed a new guitarist. Bob stepped in, replacing his older brother Peter. What could have been an awkward family transition instead became something legendary. With his arrival, the classic Skyhooks lineup began to crystallize. When teamed with Red Simons, Skyhooks suddenly had a twin guitar attack unlike anything else in Australian rock. Their styles were different. Simons was theatrical, angular, and flamboyant, while Starkie brought precision, groove, and a kind of understated cool. Together, they formed the backbone of the Skyhooks sound. Their chemistry wasn't just musical, it was visual, cultural, and emotional. Bob embraced the wild stage costumes, the face paint, the larger-than-life presence. The theatrics never overshadowed the music, though. As the band later said, for Bob, the music always came first. Rise to national fame. Living in the 70s, 1974. Skyhooks exploded into national fame with their debut album, Living in the 70s, released in October 1974. It didn't just do well, it dominated. From February 1975, it spent an astonishing 16 weeks at #1 on the Australian charts. This album wasn't just a success, it became a generational soundtrack. On tracks like Baldwin Calling, Horror Movie, Bob Starkie's guitar work balanced rhythmic finesse with sharp, unforgettable rock edges. His playing helped shape the contrast between sleek pop hooks and gritty commentary, the combination that made Skyhooks one of the first truly Australian-sounding rock bands. Ego is not a dirty word, 1975. The band followed up with another cultural earthquake. Ego is not a dirty word. Starkie's playing expanded into even more expressive territory here. Greg McCainch's songwriting became sharper, more socially observant, and Bob responded with guitar parts that were bright, melodic, and always perfectly measured. Never overplaying, never overshadowing, just delivering exactly what the songs needed. A key moment in radio history. On January 19, 1975, when 2JJ, which later became Triple J, broadcast their very first radio program, the first song they played was You Just Like Me 'Cause I'm Good in Bed. Bob Starkie was the one powering the rhythmic engine of that track. The moment has become legendary in Australian media history, and Bob's guitar lines were the unmistakable heartbeat behind it. Skyhooks' image, attitude, and cultural impact. Skyhooks weren't just musicians, they were cultural disruptors. Painted faces, outrageous outfits, swaggering performances. They brought theater to Australian rock at a time when the country was still trying to figure out its own sound. Bob Starkie was the youngest in the band, but he didn't shy away from the spectacle. His face makeup, his stage costumes, and his confident posture helped define the band's iconic image. But behind the theatrics was an extremely disciplined musician. Starkie had a rare instinct. Serve the song, not the ego. His restraint and precision became essential to the band's signature twin guitar architecture. In 1992, Skyhooks were inducted into the ARIA Hall of Fame, cementing their place in the story of Australian music. Bob Starkie's guitar was a big reason why. Reunions and a lifetime of loyalty. Even after the band's initial breakup in 1980, Bob Starkie never stepped away from Skyhooks' legacy. He returned for the 1983 Living in the 80s tour, the 1990 sessions that produced Jukebox in Siberia, a chart-topping comeback, various live events, tributes, and anniversary shows through the 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s. He didn't just show up, he brought the same joy, commitment, and fire every time. He carried the music with pride, always honoring the band's legacy, and always giving fans exactly what they hoped for. Beyond Skyhooks, Bob wasn't someone who chased celebrity. He chased music. Even when Skyhooks weren't active, he kept performing, especially within Melbourne's vibrant music community. He played with groups including OL Skydaddies, Ram Band. He was known not only as a great guitarist, but as a warm, humorous, deeply grounded human being. Musicians loved playing with him. Younger artists loved learning from him. Fans loved his approachability. Even in his later years, he remained a strong presence in the Australian music scene, showing up at tribute shows, benefit concerts, local gigs, and industry gatherings. He never stopped giving back. Personal life. Bob Starkie's private life was marked by family love, loyalty, and a gentle, often playful spirit. His daughter Indiana released a touching statement shortly after his death. She described his passing as peaceful. He was listening to Chuck Berry, cuddling his beloved dog Bonnie, and surrounded by people who loved him dearly. He is survived by daughters, Indiana and Arabella, grandchildren, Phoenix and Lucia, partner, Chrissy, son-in-laws, Simon and Chris, and his great friend Ian. They called him Granddaddy Bob, a warm nickname that perfectly captured his softer side, the part of him fans didn't always see behind the guitar and the stage makeup. His family said he felt the love until the very end. Bob's older brother Peter, also a talented guitarist, passed away in 2020 following complications from a fall. Their musical bond never faded, and Bob continued playing partly as a tribute to him. Final days and cause of death. Bob battled leukemia for a full year, holding on to hope that he could return to the stage. Those closest to him shared that he genuinely believed he might perform again, because music wasn't just his career. It was his joy. The family has openly shared that he spent his last moments peacefully, held by love and embraced by music, which, for Bob Starkie, was as natural as breath. Reactions and tributes. The official Skyhooks statement described his fight as brave and reminded fans that music remained in his blood till the very end. Fans, fellow musicians, producers, radio hosts, and industry veterans have all come forward with tributes, calling him a pillar of Australian rock, the heartbeat of the Skyhooks sound, a generous soul, a gentleman with a wicked sense of humor, the guitarist who helped Australia find its own voice. And that last description is perhaps the most profound. Before Skyhooks, Australian rock often looked outward, toward America and the UK, for identity. Starkie and his bandmates redirected it inward, toward Australian suburbs, Australian humor, Australian frustrations, and Australian youth culture. Bob Starkie didn't just play music. He helped define a generation. His influence now stretches across 50 years of Australian music. His guitar tone, bright, melodic, confident, has echoed across generations. He opened doors for bands to embrace their own stories, their own accents, their own style. His songs are still played on radio. His live performances are still remembered. His energy, his kindness, and his unmistakable presence continue to inspire musicians young and old. Bob Starkie's passing marks the end of an era, but the soundtrack he helped build isn't going anywhere. It lives on, loud, proud, and unforgettable. If you found this tribute meaningful, please take a moment to honor Bob Bongo Starkie by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and ringing the bell so you never miss our next story celebrating legends who shaped our world.